Hello.
Yeah, that's your name.
Squirrels got me.
Big Jim.
Yeah.
Really cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
That's good that you think that of it, because that's what deer hunting typically is cold and fun.
Yesterday morning, I'm glassing up on the pass, and I see these deer moving, and I'm like, ooh, there's some deer moving. All of a sudden, I just see this person just head down, just hauling ass, wearing shorts and a t-shirt with a pack on. And I'm like, is that Tard? My dad always talks about floating through the woods like the autumn breeze.
So Robert's
when you're
the
275 pounds, I don't know how you do that, but
the Freightliner. It's just like a creeper. You're just kind of up in the corner watching what's going on down there.
Yeah.
You know.
He's like,
he's up there slapping it, pissing all over everything.
is it warm yet?
How did you know the name of the actor?
I know.
How did you say his name?
Hervé Villechaize.
You know what pert near means.
If you know what pert near means and you live in America, you're a redneck too.
Welcome to the Log Talk Podcast, brought to you by Pert Near Outdoors.
It's that time of year. It's that time of year where we all need to be thinking about, do we have everything we need to hit the woods? Chances are you don't, and if you think you do, you probably could use some more. So how about you go over to thehuntworks.com and check out all the incredible products these guys are carrying. This is a great family, local store. Dan and Steve Dunnigan, a couple hardworking sumbitches. They are now carrying archery equipment, everything from bows to arrows to broadheads, quivers, you name it. So on top of all the great tree stands and box blinds that they're carrying, they're now a full-on archery dealer, and really recommend that you check these guys out for your next big purchase. Head over to thehuntworks.com to see what they've got for sale, or if you're local in the Rochester area, head on over to their store in East Rochester on Dispatch Drive and check them out. They are on social media, The Huntworks, and also online, like I said. And if you purchase anything online, you can use promo code FEEDIN'Em to get 5% off. And that's FEED, FEEDIN, INUM, 5% off. Feed 'em.
These headsets overseas.
That's what Joe said. He had this on his boat.
Yeah, when we were in the gun trucks, we'd have them. Everybody in the, you could talk to the gunner, the driver, or I could shut them out and I could talk on the net.
We had them set real quiet, so we'd be like, "See, they just walked into control." Fucking bitch.
We're recording.
Oh, we're recording.
Inappropriate, Joe.
Yeah, now people are seeing
Now they know why it's inappropriate, Joe.
Welcome to episode 220.
Hey.
You and Billy always with your A and B. We're episode 220, Pert Near Outdoors podcast, Log Talk, and we just finished up processing Chris's deer, our brother Chris, and most of the guys have headed out, but we wanted to capture the story of his beautiful 12-point that he got this weekend. So we have Big Jim and
Yellow.
Chris.
Yep.
And Joe.
Hello.
Joe was on our last episode, Fire Tube 1, but I can't holler it.
No, you can now.
I can. So, yeah, we haven't, that's the first buck.
First one.
First one in. And I didn't look at our notes to see, is that about normal for us? We usually start.
I'm normally, I think last year for me was the 24th.
Yeah.
And Sean last year, too, got one around this time.
20th. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
He was first.
He was first archer, yeah.
I usually don't shoot them this early. Honestly, all my bucks are normally in November, so it was kind of nice. I'll be honest. I feel pretty good
Pressure's
right now.
off, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, it's
not
funny because
stressing.
I feel like I'm starting to stress, but I'm like, most of the bucks I kill are first week in November, so it's like, what are you stressing about?
Yeah, you have
Settle down. Get your shit done.
You know what stresses me a little bit is gun season opening the 15th. It just seems early.
It does seem early. The whole thing's weird.
But whatever.
So what do we got? 2 or 3 weekends left? A bow.
2 more.
Two more.
This weekend and then one more, and then it's gone.
I might have to quit my job for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Joe and Bill don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I took care of that.
Normally I carry more PTO into hunting season, but with that bear trip, I
burned up some.
burned up a week. So
I got plenty. I got plenty of PTO. Now that Joe and I got our chores done at camp, we were up there hunting. We went up and spent the night. It was Joe and Albert Mack and myself, and we did an evening hunt last night, and then a morning hunt. So it was funny because we all agreed to get off stand at 10, and at 10:15 there was like bucks moving. We're catching them on camera. I called Albert. I'm like, "What time did you get out of that stand?" He's like, 9:59. And I go, at 10:16, a buck came through there, a nice 8-point. He's like, God darn it. We should have said 10:30. But, hey, so, Chris, congrats on a beautiful buck.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, very nice buck. Weighed 170 pounds.
A lot of character.
Yeah, the rack really had a lot of character. Very nice.
Oh, he'd have been a dandy next year.
Next year he would have been a beast, but I was not going to give it that opportunity.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
You know, where I hunt, I mean, we got 50 acres that we hunt. There's farmland. Somebody could have easily shot them the next day or during gun season. So, you know, we try to be selective. The past 10 years, we've really tried to be a little bit more selective on the land and try to let them get bigger. And it seems to have worked out well, but I'm not that selective. I mean, this was a nice buck, and, you know, I know you don't get many opportunities.
No, not like that.
Well, I was thinking about it when you were showing that to me in the back of the truck a few minutes ago. You guys used to bring the most fucked up racks.
The weirdest racks.
Yeah.
And, like, the bucks you guys have been killing over there,
yeah,
I feel like their racks are changing for the better.
They really have. I mean, I think the early 2000s, you know, when I got out of the Marines, I started hunting there in 99 with Tim. And really, 99 to 2010 was full of you could not get a symmetrical 3x3 or 4x4 8-point. And it was a running joke. Bill's like, here's another goofy Lima rack.
Yeah.
And
one side would always be
their
out.
horns were always cockeyed.
Always. And I was like, it's so weird. And then something changed. And it was right around that time when Tim shot Hercules in 2014. You know,
was it that long ago when he shot Hercules?
14 or 15?
No,
it might have been
Not
17.
that long ago.
I was gone when Tim shot Hercules.
So it was within the last 5 years.
It was within the last 5 years.
You were around.
No.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was really recent.
Okay, maybe 5 years ago. But we did start to see a caliber before Hercules. You know, Tim started to put down some nice 10 points. And just in general, we started seeing like a normal symmetrical 6-point, 8-point. So I don't know what happened, how that genetics changed, but
maybe it's because you stopped shooting the little ones.
Well, that could be.
Or
I don't know.
I was killing a lot.
Or your neighbors started killing more of them. I don't know.
Killed all the fucked up ones.
I mean, when I was new to bow hunting out of the service, you know, I was probably 30 years old, and I was so excited to be out. And, you know, out of high school, I never killed anything with a bow.
Right.
So I just got obsessed with it. And, you know, the first buck that would come within range, I would shoot.
Yeah, I still do that.
You know? So I mean, I have my shed at the garage at home. I have a box, and it's full of little 6 points, 4.7 points, you know. And that was fun, and that's how you learn to shoot deer, though.
Yeah.
That is how you learn to shoot deer.
No, that's a really good point. That you need to master the skill, and a lot of guys start out and they want the bigger bucks. We all do.
But you got to learn how to kill a deer and kill a buck, and
yeah.
You know, when do you draw the bow back? When is the right time? You know, and then you learn to, to stop the buck, to make a noise. You know, that's all the art of doing that. And then, you know, now I'm comfortable. Like, I was nervous, but I really didn't have buck fever Sunday when this deer stepped out with the other two deer. I was kind of like, holy cow, but, you know, I kept it together, and I was super excited, but I consciously was like, you know, I just need to kill this deer. You know, I got to get him to this point when I can get a shot, you know, and, you know, but in the early days, you know, you're huffing and puffing and trying to draw the bow back.
And all you can think of is wait till the guys see this. This thing's going in the back of my – like they're all going to be like, oh, my God, you got to get you know, and then you end up missing it. Or
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Does Tim not have Hercules on his Facebook? I was trying to look up and verify here.
I don't think he does.
I
think it was – you know what? It probably was. I don't think it was after Joe left.
I was in boot camp for it.
Okay, so that would have been 2020. That was the COVID buck.
Because I remember you sent me a picture, and I was like, God damn it. Those motherfuckers are shooting big deer this year.
You know what? Yeah, that's right, because I saw him in September. I went out goose hunting by myself.
Yep. October. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I
That's a
remember when
different
you
buck.
first saw him.
I got video of him. I still have video on my phone. I was goose hunting in September, and he stepped out. And I looked out, and he came out of the swamp. And I was like, I've never seen a buck this big. He was just huge.
That deer was monstrous. I'm just looking back because we went to the Northeast Big Buck Club banquet
What was that, last year?
last year, and he received an award, and I got a picture of him with the award.
Yeah, it was only because he got the award like a year or two late. Like he had it scored a year later.
Talking about this guy?
No.
Nope, that's a nice one, though.
That's October 11th, 2020.
He shot that the year you joined the Navy,
Okay.
but that was a bow kill. Because that's when I took Colton out.
Hercules is not on his Facebook. I don't know why you ever.
I don't know if he knows how to put a
Never
picture
shot
on
your
it.
life
Does he know
off
how to
on
put a
Facebook.
picture on Facebook?
He may not know how to.
He put all his little bucks on Facebook.
He's keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
That's a secretive buck. Oh.
When was that? Was in July or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to Connecticut or somewhere for that
But
Northeast.
he shot it?
We're probably boring the hell out of
Yeah.
our listeners. All right, here's
Well, why don't
2019. Let me
See, I'm
let
telling
me
you,
sit
Joe was
down.
here. I thought
Yeah.
you were here, Joe.
It was 2019, and scored 151.
Oh, wow.
08.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I got the score sheet from the banquet.
Okay, so it's official. Not that the listeners give a shit, but it was 2019. So anyways, the moral of the story is genetics have gotten better.
way better.
In line with the land that we hunt. So, but it's funny with the story with this year. It was probably only my 5th hunt, and I hadn't even ramped up to that point when I'm like super excited to go out because I'm like, well, I'm kind of waiting on the rut. I'm just out there. You're out there hunting. You're hoping you'll see something good, but I'm always waiting for like the Super Bowl is in November to me. So I guess I was just surprised. I mean, I feel very fortunate that I was out there, and basically the story is there was 3 of us out there hunting, my brother Tim and my nephew Sean, and my cousin's kid who I've been mentoring. He just got his bow this year. He's 13, and I actually took him out Saturday night, and I sat with him in a stand. And I was going to take him out Sunday morning, and my nephew was like, hey, I think I'm going to sit in your blind if you want me to take Will with me. And I'm like, he's like, I don't mind taking him with me. I said, well, I go, no, that's cool. I go, why don't you take him? And then I'll go out back and I'll sit in a stand by myself. So really a lot of credit to Sean. I mean, I was going to take the kid and just sit in a ladder stand somewhere.
Yeah.
But I ended up going way out back, and I got a portable, and it's a great spot. I mean, there's like, thick, probably like 5 or 6 acres of thick brush behind me. In front of me is a overgrown goldenrod field that we got trails in, and then there's an old pond and a swamp off to the right side. It's a great funnel area. But we were sitting there, and nobody had seen anything all morning, and it was about 8:30, and it was like, 30 degrees out, frost in the grass. It was absolutely beautiful.
It was a gorgeous morning.
And I have a little spike step out. So a spike comes out from my right, comes out of the brush. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, And I'm
Now, are you in the woods, though, right?
I'm in the woods up in my portable.
But, I mean, you weren't on a field edge.
I was on the edge of a field.
Oh, okay. And they come out of that brush behind you there.
No, they came off to my north going south.
Okay.
So they came from, what we call the border area there on the pond where Tim's stand is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So from the drainage ditch.
Yep.
So they came from my right, and I'm facing a field. There's only about, barely 10 yards to shoot into this field. So I see a spike out, and it comes out, and I actually, now thinking back, I started pulling my cell phone out. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get some pictures, send the guys.
Thought you were going to say you were clipping on.
Yeah. No, this was extremely small spike. I think it was a yearling. Like, it was so tiny. So the deer stopped, and it looked behind it. And it was looking back behind it, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be another deer. And then a 4-point came out, and the 4-point looked huge compared to the spike. Like, this spike was tiny.
Yeah.
And the 4-point came out, and it's the same 4-point. We've been getting millions of pictures of them. People have been seeing them. And I had my camera, and I was going to take a picture. And when the 4-point came out, and he stopped and he looked behind him, I'm like, I'm going to stop dicking around with my phone. I put the phone away.
Something else might be coming.
Well, the next deer that came out was this 12-point. But through the branches, all I see is just antlers. And I'll be honest, I was shocked. I did not expect to see this caliber of a buck with these deer. So he steps out.
Yeah, that's odd that they were all together.
Yeah, like a little bachelor group. Like I'm like, what the heck's going on? So he comes out, and there's not a shot. He comes out, and in that spot, there's no shooting window. They need to come forward about 10 feet. But I just grabbed my bow and I went to full draw. I just, when you've been hunting long enough, you're like, something's going to happen here. So I went to full draw, and then the 4-point turned around and actually locked antlers with a 12-point, and they're pushing on each other. And I'm kind of laughing to myself. I'm like, this is crazy. I can't believe this. In all the years I've been hunting, I've never seen two bucks fight or lock horns. It's just an experience I've never had. Wow. So, I mean, that was super cool. So the 4-point finally breaks off, walks away, and I'm just like, please, Lord, let this deer walk forward, not turn around and go back. Because he stopped and looked behind him like he wanted to change direction. And I'm still at full draw. Now it's, been more than a minute. And then he moved forward a little bit more, and he starts making a scrape, but he's not broadside, and he's scratching up the ground. And I'm like, listen, I'm telling myself, just keep your shit together. Don't get overexcited. This is just a process. I'm just like, your mission is to shoot that buck. Don't worry about how many points it has. You want to shoot it, and just stay calm. So finally, he walks forward another couple feet, and he's broadside but quartered slightly at me. And I'm like, well, now's the time. And, I just put it behind his shoulder, and I shot. And I don't know, just everything happened so quick. I felt like the arrow hit. I'm like, well, it felt like a good shot. But he just, ran off startled, and he's standing in the middle of the field 60 yards away. And he stops, and he's, looking around. And for a minute, I'm like, did I hit a branch? Did I miss? I don't see any blood coming out of him. There's no arrow in him. I go, that could have been a clean pass-through. So I'm watching for him to wobble and fall over. And he did take a couple steps, and the steps looked slightly shaky. And then I saw his tail flicker a little bit. And then he walks forward. And then he walked off normal. He walked another 20 feet, went around the corner. And in the tall weeds, he, disappeared, by the point by the swamp. So, of course, I got all these self-doubts. I'm like, man, that felt good. I felt like I put it right through him. And I'm looking at the ground, and I can't see the arrow. But, just the way he walked that little bit, I've seen deer. I'm like, I feel like he was hit. So I text Tim and I text Sean, and everybody's blowing up my phone. They're like, "Do you see the arrow? Did you hit him?" And I'm going, and they thought I was joking. They're like, "You're fucking with us, right?" And I'm like, "No, I go. He came out with a spike and a 4-point. I just shot a big buck. I was calling it a 10-point. I was like, it was like a 10-point or something."
Yeah.
And they're like, and they kept saying, "No, you're just messing with us." I'm like, "No, I really shot one." So I'm sitting there, and you're gonna wait a half hour, 45 minutes. So they're like, "Do you want us to come over?" I'm like, "No, just keep hunting. Stay." It was 8:30. I'm like, "Stay in your stand." And then finally, after at least a half hour, 45 minutes, I got down, and I walked because I couldn't see the arrow, and that really bothered me. But I know the arrow can blend in well. So I get down on the mowed path in that field, and I'm looking around. And then I look off to my left, and I'm like, "Oh shit, there's the arrow. It was right there." And I look at the arrow, and the substance on the arrow honestly kind of looked like a gut shot. I mean, I was kind of deflated. I'm like, damn, did I just shoot this, gut shoot this thing? So I'm looking at the arrow, and I'm not feeling good about it. And then I look over to the left, and I see a spot of dark red blood. And I'm like, okay, at that angle, I might have caught the lungs or a vital, and then maybe I passed through the stomach a little bit.
Or liver will give you that dark red blood, right?
It just, the arrow was coated. It just didn't look good. But, when I saw some of the blood, I felt better. So everybody, I said, hey, why don't you head my way? So everybody was, going to come over and help me track. But I was like, on my own, I'm going to walk across the field where I saw it standing, and I'll take a look. So I kind of skirted over. I didn't want to walk exactly where it walked. So I went around, and I got up to that area, and I just saw spots of dark red blood. I saw some bubbles in it. What I saw, I'm like, okay, I got this deer. I just knew it. So I walked back to my arrow, and Tim and Sean and Will came over. And then we started, they found more blood. And I'm like, well, just come with me. I go, let's go over here. I go, I found blood, 60 yards away. So that's where we picked up the blood trail. And it was sporadic, but it was bright red blood. It looked really good. In some spots there was, maybe like a 2-inch circle of blood. Other spots it was little drops. And we barely went like 50 yards, and then I got this smell, and I'm like, oh, that deer's dead. It's got to be close. I can smell it. And Sean smelled it too. And
Did he start gagging?
No gagging.
Had a boy, Sean. He's growing up.
Good.
Our little Sean's growing up.
So Tim's like, well, do you think we should back off? He goes, if it's gut shot, and I go, I think it's dead. I go, I can smell it, looking at this blood. So we kept moving forward and went like another 20 feet, and it turned right in this thick stuff by the swamp. So I went in by myself, and I started going in this thick stuff, and it was so thick, I'm like, I can't believe the deer went in here, but here's the blood trail. As soon as I got in that thick stuff under these big bushes and trees, there was just blood everywhere. Big, and now I'm like, okay, where's the body?
Now you're doing a body search.
Yeah, like 20 feet ahead, I saw the buck laying there, and, just super excited that, the deer was probably dead 5 minutes after I shot it, if not less.
Yeah, but you don't know, and that's the thing. When you got a substance on the arrow that you caught some liver or gut or something.
So what did you find when you gutted it?
Well, I thought I had gut shot it. Here's the weird part is, because it kind of smelled like it, but I did shoot it through one of the lungs, and it came at a hard angle through, and I don't know what it hit, because I gutted it and the gut wasn't burst, but I did see some corn in there and stuff. So I don't know if...
I feel like they got that area where they store their cud.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tim was talking about.
Yeah, the ruminant or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I was expecting the gut to be open, and how...
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is... there was some corn in there and stuff, and it smelled a little bit, but the actual stomach pulled out fine. So...
Because that happened to me on a doe up at camp that I shot over by the camper. We went to gut it, and it was in the rib cage, but there was like gut matter,
Yeah, in there, yeah.
And I'm like, that's got to be like a sack or something where they store their cud.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. I know
Me neither.
Yeah. I should study up on my
But I know I
weight
fucking hit it because there was a bunch of shit in there.
But, all indications to me was because of the angle, because it was quartered at me and the extreme angle that I had hit, caught the lungs and then gut shot it. But it was not like gut shot, it
looked to me like you probably hit it was very obvious because I skinned it and took it apart, but you hit, and you were in an angle, right, because you're up in a tree stand.
So it was close to me.
Yeah, so it was a pretty good hit as far as, you had to hit high, and you got a good pass through. You definitely smoked the lung on, trying to think, laying in there.
Would
probably
have been
the left side.
The left side, yeah.
And then I think you probably, took the liver. There was no gut matter in the rib cage. Everything looked clean. So it was, it was a good shot. And it's always, it's just like after that moment when you release, you're like, oh God, I hope I did that right.
It's never cool seeing them walk away. You're like, oh, fuck, that's not good.
I've had a couple deer. I've had a couple bucks that I've shot. One in particular, never knew what hit it, and it literally only went 10 or 20 feet, and I watched it wobble and fall over dead. And that was a clean pass-through. So that's kind of what I was looking for.
Right.
But all he did is I saw something in those couple steps, and his tail flickered weird. But he was looking around like, what the hell is going on? He looked pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And then he walked off and went around the corner, and I don't like being overconfident, so I'm like, maybe I hit one of those branches. I thought I had a window, and I'm not seeing the arrow, and I didn't see any blood on the side of the deer, and the arrow definitely was not stuck in it. But, when I shot, it felt like, boom, right through it. But, it all happened so quick. So I don't like to get cocky. I was like, let me get down and investigate this. I don't want to get too excited, and then you got a deer that – and actually, I would have rather had a clean miss than wound it shitty.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, no, that was my archery season. I'll be honest, I barely shot my bow. It's been a busy year, working around the house.
Yeah.
I know people listening can relate. Some years you're shooting in August, like when I went on the elk hunt, like in May, I started shooting for the elk hunt. This year was just busy working on the patio, and work's been busy. And so I took the bow out, and I've had this bow for 5 years. Took it out in the backyard. I shot it at 20 yards. My shooting was right on. That's the only time I shot it. I shot like 9 arrows, and I put it away. And that was,
excuse me.
And that was a few weeks ago. And while I was sitting in the stand, I'm like, and I was telling myself, I'm like, I'm not good beyond 20. I haven't even practiced at 30.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and the day before I took this crossbow out. That's kind of a new thing. I bought it. And I did practice with the crossbow, and I felt good to 30 with that. But I didn't enjoy the crossbow that much. It was heavy and awkward, and I was climbing up.
They are awkward to carry.
And then I'm sitting in the tree stand, and I'm like, I told my son Joe, I'm like, it's like having your bow at full draw sitting on your lap. I'm like, I don't want to dare reach my hands in there. I know the safety's on, and it's
kind of a scary thing. I mean, there's so much power.
scary.
It's cocked up. It's like, oh my God.
yeah. So I mean, the crossbow's awesome. I know people love it. I mean, my brother Mike loves it. He's killed a ton of bucks. I guess I got to get used to it. But in the stand, I'm like, I wish I had my compound. I'm so used to the compound bows. So that, you know, I went back to the compound, and I'll probably try to shoot maybe a doe with a crossbow, get used to it.
Sure.
But
yeah, I'm finding the same thing this year. I got a new crossbow, and it's just I've shot a lot of deer with a bow, and I just want to try something different. So I've been hunting with a crossbow, and everything from like where you hang it, how you pick it up, if you see a deer coming. I find myself, like usually when I'm bow hunting, like if I'm in a ladder stand or whatever and there's a shooting rail, I never have that in place because I want to be able to stand up. I don't want my limbs to be impeded.
Yeah.
But now I've got that on, and I'm sitting there with the crossbow on my lap, like resting on my lap and on that shooting. It's just so different. And then like today I go out for a walk. I wanted to go check another stand, and it's just like there is no easy. I try to like tuck it under my.
I know. I'm trying to carry mine, and I'm like, you know, not trying to be a baby, but I'm like, oh, this thing's kind of heavy, and it's. I mean, I would rather carry a 12 gauge.
Yeah, I would just. It's cumbersome.
And it's not like you can throw it over your shoulder, so you're like, okay, I'm going to carry this like it.
These guys do throw it over their shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I got a sling on the
slings
one that I got from Joel.
Well, I got to get one of those slings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I throw it over. I throw it over my shoulder, but if I'm walking through the woods and I see a deer, like now I got to get it off my. That's a lot of movement to get it off your shoulder, and I don't put it over my shoulder when I got a bolt in it. So now I got to get a bolt load. So it's, I'm becoming a little more comfortable with it after a couple weeks with it.
I feel like I like it out of the blinds, but I don't.
Exactly.
In the tree stand, I still like just reaching over and grabbing the compound.
Having the compound bow on that, you know, I got those bow holders that extend out.
Yeah, and you just have it right in front of you.
I
just
take the
reach
quiver
up.
off. I set the quiver on a hook. I got the bow with the arrow knocked, and that's my routine. And there's times I can even turn it. At first light, it'll sit on my lap, so even less movement. You know, and the crossbow was just sitting on my lap, and I did put it up on the bow hanger a couple of times, but I'm like, well, is that really going to hold it? I mean, I'm telling you, it was way heavier than my bow. I got a PSE carbon, which is super light. But I really bought that crossbow to hunt out of the blinds.
Yeah.
Because we have a couple of the buck huts on the property that we bought at the Hunt Works, which is awesome. And
hardworking sons of bitches.
Some bitches they are.
I heard
selling this stuff.
heard they're hard workers. So. But yeah, that's really the crossbow thing, because I don't, you know, the buck huts, it's hard with archery. I tried it one year, and you got to have one window all the way open.
Yeah.
And then you got to, okay, I'm going to sit in the other seat, and then I got to stand up, draw back. You've got one lane to shoot. But I'm like, with crossbow, I think I can use those blinds better.
Yeah, I sat in the buck hut for the first time with a compound last week, and I was like, how the fuck am I going to get this thing drawn back in here? Because, like, I got a long draw length.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be wall to wall.
And
like, this is not going to be comfortable.
Well, you can't use the front windows. With a bow, you got to use
an end window.
So I use the side windows, and there happens to be a nice lane there where we hunt. So I used to put that window down a good portion, sit in the seat farthest away, and I actually took a bungee cord, ran it through the ceiling, and I would hang my bow on it, because I'm like, what do I do with my bow?
I know, that was the other thing.
So, I mean, there's ways you can get creative, but you really can't shoot out of the front. You can't. I don't think you can.
It's pretty narrow in there.
But I tell you what, we've killed a lot of deer with a gun. Those blinds are unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't wait for gun season out of those things.
Yeah, I mean, we killed.
I've killed 2 does in a row.
Yeah, I shot a buck last year. You've killed 2 doe out of it.
Yeah.
Colton has killed a buck and a doe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's incredible. You guys are really.
We've gotten 5 deer out of that one blind.
Yeah.
And they don't like to walk within like 10 yards or even 20 yards. I don't know what it is. The deer they don't want to get too close to it, but they got no problem coming out 50 or 60 yards. And that's where, with a gun, we just down these lanes, dude. It's like, it's too easy, you know. But yeah, so that's my archery season. I never ramped up to the frantic, like frustrated, pissed off. You know, I kind of eased into my archery like, oh, this is it. Let me do a couple of sits. And I got lucky, and I got a really nice buck. Because, I mean, I know you guys understand normally I'm like, I don't care about gun season. I want a buck with my bow. That means so much. So normally I'm going into the rut, and I'm at work, and I'm like, shit, I wish I didn't have to work. I could be hunting right now.
Yeah.
Or I'll be asking my boss, hey, can I come in late tomorrow? I'll look at the weather forecast. So it's kind of nice, I'll be honest. I'm happy with the deer I got, and I can kind of relax, and I can take the younger kids out hunting. You know, I got this kid, you know, Will, who I'm mentoring. And now I
can focus on that a little now.
Yeah,
too.
instead of sitting with him being like, man, I wish I was in that portable, I can really enjoy time with him. And
yeah, I mean, that's what happened to me last year is I was 3 sets in and killed that buck, and I'm like, no worry in the world.
No, it's
easy
great.
game, easy season, no stress.
Yeah.
But now it's like you're coming into the rut, and you're like, shit, I had a couple of really good hunts early, and, you know, I was pretty confident that I was going to get it done early, and I was only hunting one night a week. And most of the nights turned out to be pretty good, you know, weather-wise and winds that I wanted. And I was close right along through, but never, you know, I passed a couple nice ones that I might regret. But, you know, now we're getting into it, and now I'm busy at work and starting to stress out. And, you know, I was going to take a day this week and go do training and sit in the ground blind. I'm like, I don't even have time to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So this week, you know, I took Sunday off. I was like, I'm stressing, I'm tired. I'm like, I just need to relax. Not much is happening right now.
Yeah.
And I can definitely feel the reset, you know. Just focus on getting your stuff done and then get out there.
Yep, exactly.
It'll happen.
I think next week will be good. I think this weekend will be good, but, you know, judging off our cameras, I think we're all seeing the same thing. There was a little pre-rut last week or week before.
Week before, I would
Week
say.
before, they were running like crazy.
They were running and stuff, and then it all kind of cut out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, look what I saw 3 bucks hanging out together. So it's I think it's coming up, and it's going to get wild and crazy.
They're kind of seeking a little bit now, I would say.
Yeah,
but
we're seeing some scrapes open up.
It really popped off today. Like, I was texting you, Dad, this morning going, what in the hell is going on here? But right after I texted you, all of a sudden it was like shit popped off, and I'm getting bucks on camera I wanted to and bucks I don't know. And
yeah, so the daytime
like,
movement's picking up. And, you know, you look at Sunday. I mean, that was Sunday morning. Let me see, you shot yours Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning you shot one. Don Lucas Sr. shot a hell of a nice buck.
Yeah,
and he had a really good hunt, a lot of activity. That was Saturday evening, and then Al Mack shot that great big buck, it was a 7-pointer, but Jesus,
oh, that's right.
huge.
He got a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then who else? Somebody else connected. Who am I missing?
I don't know.
There was somebody else got a good one Sunday. There was like 3 of them Sunday morning.
Oh, I don't know.
But then, you know, so we're like, all right, it's on, you know, and then Joe and I have been hunting, and it's like, you're sitting there, nothing. We're like, all right, we're getting down today at 10 o'clock, and at 10:15, there's bucks on camera. Like, oh, my God.
Normally
that hurt me to get down today.
Historically, the 28th in Naples is hopping.
Historically, it is for you guys right before Halloween.
Yeah.
And then for Lima, it's the week after is really hopping. Like that November 6th, 7th, whatever. Like I shot my buck last year. It was November 3rd. You know, and that 13 point.
You know, that was a big buck too.
That was it.
What did that weigh?
That was 190 almost, 189, 190. And
so earlier when we started off our conversation, you had mentioned, you said, I don't know what happened with the genetics out there, you know. But I can tell you, like, you're there every year, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't been because I'm hunting camp, and I don't know when the last time was I deer hunted. I think when you were deployed.
You took the kids out there probably.
Where was that? Iraq?
Afghanistan.
So that was a long time ago.
One of those shitty countries.
But you were gone, and I took the boys out hunting.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I hunted there, so I don't know how long ago that was. But
yeah, that was 2010. I was deployed, so 15 years ago.
So I haven't been out there, like, really in 15 years.
Yeah.
I helped you set your blind up, but like I went out there, and Tim bought that farm behind you. So now you guys got them 2 properties, and, you know, we went out there for the pond party.
It's wild. It's so
and
overgrown.
like, I can remember when I was a kid, you know, cultivating beans in that field, and now there's trees. I think one of the things, I might be wrong, but I think one of the things that attributes to what you're seeing there on the property now is the habitat.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
The habitat is, I mean, that place, I'm like, oh, my God.
Mike hadn't been out there in probably 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
And he went out to help Tim cut a tree down on that 30 acres, you know, out back what we call the sheep pasture, the swamp, the ponds. And Mike went out there, and Mike couldn't believe it. Mike's like, this is unbelievable. I mean, well, I guess, back in the 2000s, like, pre-2010, that big field that Tim owns out there was goldenrods, like 3-4 foot tall.
Yeah.
You could come around the corner of that thicket, and you could look all the way down like
one end to the other, yeah.
One end to the other. And now you can't see 20 feet, and that's why we had to hire Corey to come out with his machine and, like, cut some lanes. I told Tim, I said, we're losing this field. I go, you can't see anything. It's literally getting overgrown. But that contributes to the good deer habitat.
Oh, it's incredible. I couldn't believe it.
The cover is unreal, and we always have a healthy doe population. And in the summertime, spring and summer, we get tons of pictures of doe, not many bucks. But I'm okay with that because I know that the doe are going to draw these
Yeah, we're
bucks.
the same way. Like our place we've really thickened it up, and all summer long we just like does, lots of them, does and fawns.
Good that Albert took one because we haven't taken many does out of
know.
that place in the last 5 years.
Dude, I remember I used to go to Naples. It was like guaranteed to get a doe.
Yeah.
Like I used to go up to camp and, you'd see groups of 6, 8 doe.
Yeah.
That was my place to shoot a doe. And
Right.
now the past 2 years, I mean, I'm like, man, I'm not seeing much,
Well,
then I feel
we
guilty.
stopped
I'm like,
shooting them because we weren't seeing them.
Yeah.
And now, very quickly, over 3 years, 4 years, or whatever, I mean, they're in there heavy.
Yeah,
you know?
and
that's what we want because just like you had made a comment earlier tonight when we were processing the deer that you'd never even seen this deer.
Yeah.
Like you don't have any pictures of them or anything.
No, never got pictures.
So, and we do this every year where you'll be at Naples. You'll have a couple year-and-a-half-old bucks or maybe a couple decent ones you'll see occasionally through the summer. And then you get to this time of year and you're like, good God, what's that? Where the heck did that one come from? Right? So that's kind of what happened to you, right? You get these.
The does will bring them in.
The does will bring them in.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's.
Well, congrats. That's a great deer. And like you say, the pressure's off and you can work on mentoring the young folks and getting them started. And
yeah, it's fun taking these kids out. I got Colton up to speed, and I've been taking Colton, Will's brother, for the past 5 years. And he's shot, I think, 3 deer. I was with him. He shot his first deer when he was like 13. I was sitting with him. He got a doe. And then last year, he hasn't got one with a bow yet, but last year he got a doe on the youth hunt. I sat with him in the blind. And then he demonstrated me that, I felt he was 16. He was competent I let him use my lever action. And then last year during gun season, I was super proud of him. I let him sit in my blind. And I went back actually to the stand I shot the buck out of. And I just crawled up I just like hung up my gun and got settled. And he's like, hey, I see a doe out in we call it the 10 acre. There's a field in front of the blind. And then like 10 minutes later, I hear a gunshot. And he's like, I just shot a buck. This is like at 3:30. I'm like, holy shit.
yeah.
The kid, and he ignored my instructions, but I told him, hey, don't shoot beyond, I pointed to a spot, I'm like, you probably shouldn't shoot more than 80 yards, you're.
Right.
And it's a 35 Remington, has a scope on it. Dude, he nailed this buck, one shot at 120 yards. I was like, he's like, yeah, it was down here. I'm like, well, that was a good shot, and it was laying there dead. I'm like, so I was like, well, you've graduated my program.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, it's fun taking the kids. And obviously David and Joe are grown up, and it was nice to, my cousins, they don't hunt, but they support hunting. They're like, hey, can you take our boys hunting? They really want to hunt.
Yeah.
So it's hard not to take a kid hunting when they want to do it. And
oh, God, yes. So, no, that's awesome you're doing that.
Yeah.
And they're here cutting. Colton was here tonight cutting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even their sisters were here last year running the vacuum packer and everything.
Yeah. Isla was here running the vacuum sealer. And so, I mean, this year I'm excited because we got Joe back. He's been gone for 5 years. And
can't believe that kid doesn't have a deer dead yet.
Me?
Yeah.
He'll have.
I've passed up 2 spikes this year.
I'm proud of you, Joe.
I've been good.
Proud of you.
I've been really good.
Well, it's crazy. The whole time you were in the Navy, you never went a year without a deer. You would come home on leave and manage to shoot a doe or a buck the whole time. I mean, that was pretty incredible to maintain.
Two years in a row, that blind we've been talking about.
Yeah,
it was like the last afternoon of muzzleloader within the last hour of season.
After Christmas, yeah.
Yep, I'd have a group of does walk out, and I'd fucking kill one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a great setup.
Yeah.
You ain't going to get nothing this year. You'll get skunked. All this time on your hands.
Yeah. No, it'll come together.
Yeah, I think this is Joe's year for a big buck.
Yeah.
All right, if we're going to be feeding them tomorrow, we better be
Yeah.
wrapping this up.
Yeah, well, I
So, hey,
appreciate
thanks,
you
Chris.
talking to me. And
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing your story, and we'll have more stories to come, I'm sure, right, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Joe? Yeah.
I agree.
yeah, and best of luck, everybody listening. Have a great season.
Yep.
Good luck out there. Be safe.
It's on. It's going to be hot over the next, 10 days, so we'll be back with some more stories.
Keep feeding them.
Keep feeding them.
Feed them.